So another example of the social construction of crime, and again, it's based on the values and morals of that particular society and economic mode of production and governance. So in China, if a banker, let's say, commits wide-scale fraud or bribery or embezzlement, something like that, they're probably going to face some very severe consequences because China is a socialist society, and I've heard stories of bankers in China facing the death penalty or very, very long prison sentences. Whereas, China, the government controls these sectors, including the financial sector. That is completely different in the United States. The bankers, the capitalist class, control the government and not the other way around. So if a banker in the United States, or let's say Citigroup or Blackstone, commits some type of wide-scale fraud or bribery, they're not going to face lengthy prison sentences or the death penalty because of the laws and values of the capitalist mode of production isn't really concerned with, equity or justice or trying to limit greed or exploitation. It's all about maximizing profit, and everything else be damned. So just a little bit more on the social construction of crime, because let's say in the US, if it was based on a society based on justice and having ethics and morals, and that type of ethos was promoted by the economic and political systems, things like homelessness would be outlawed. It would be a right that everybody has access to, let's say, housing, healthcare, water, electricity, etc., right? Things that should be based as human rights that everybody deserves to have access to. So instead of as it currently stands, the US further criminalizing homelessness, which is really an indictment of the economic and political system that creates the conditions for people to become homeless. It is criminalizing those people for systemic failures, because capitalism doesn't solve homelessness, it creates homelessness. Because there's no economic incentive, it doesn't make the capitalist class money to get rid of homelessness. It's actually a incentive for the working class to further enrich the capitalist class, because, well, if you don't work, if you don't sell your labor to be exploited in the capitalist workforce, then you could become homeless, even though there are quite a few working homeless in the US, which is really an indictment of the system where people work full-time, sometimes 2 jobs, and still end up being homeless or have no free time or aren't able to go on vacation or spend a lot of time with their kids, etc. So just some musings on the social construction of crime, and just a little bit of the differences of how crime can be constructed and viewed depending on the mode of economic production and the political system. Pretty interesting, right? Let me know down below some of your other examples of the social construction of crime. Just getting some extra steps in here. Peace.